Hey, crypto fans, you ready for a deep dive into the latest market moves?
We're going to break down the trends, help you understand what's happening.
We're going to sift through a brand new crypto market report and give you the insights you need so you can make some smart decisions.
Exactly. Think of this like a crypto compass.
So if you're into Bitcoin or maybe dabbling in altcoins, this deep dive is, for you, we're cutting through the noise and getting straight to the point.
Absolutely. We're focused on helping you make sense of this sometimes confusing world.
Okay, so let's take a look at the big picture first.
Hmm.
This report says the market is looking pretty calm today, right?
Yeah, it's been a relatively quiet day.
Yeah, the market cap, the total value of all cryptocurrencies, it's basically flatlining.
Right. And the trading volume, that's also pretty steady.
So things are pretty chill right now, but I'm sure there's some action happening under the surface.
Oh, there always is. Even when the overall market is taking a breather, some individual coins are making some big moves.
Yeah, the report highlights some winners and losers today.
For sure. That's where things get interesting.
It looks like Maker's up over 8%.
Yeah. Maker, that's a big one.
And, Tree is also seeing some gains today. But on the other side, we've got Bitensur and Caspa. Those are down.
Right. And just so everyone knows, when we talk about these gains and losses, we're talking about both the overall market and the top 10 coins.
Yeah, it's all relative, right?
Exactly. It's important to keep that in mind.
Okay, so Maker, why is it doing so well?
Well, Maker is a DeFi powerhouse. You know what DeFi is, right?
Decentralized finance, right?
Right. And as more and more people are using these decentralized platforms, borrowing, lending, and trading the demand for Maker's stablecoin, DAI is going up.
So what's the stablecoin again?
It's a type of cryptocurrency that's pegged to the value of another asset like the US dollar.
So its price stays relatively stable.
Exactly. And that makes it really useful for things like trading and lending on these decentralized platforms.
So more people are using DeFi, more demand for DAI, and that's good news for Maker.
Exactly. And that's why MKR Maker's governance token is doing so well.
Interesting. Okay, let's talk about the losers. What about Bitensur and Caspa? Any idea why they're down?
Well, every project has its own story, and the crypto market is incredibly dynamic. Bitensor focuses on decentralized machine learning. It's a really interesting area, but it's still pretty niche. Maybe investors are just a bit hesitant to jump in given how specialized it is.
Makes sense. And what about Caspa? I know it's been getting a lot of attention lately with its fast transaction speeds.
Yeah, but remember, it's competing with other layer one blockchains. Those are the foundation of the crypto world, like the internet's infrastructure, and there's a lot of competition out there, and investors might be spreading their bets or just waiting to see who comes out on top.
It's a blockchain battle royale.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about Bitcoin, everyone's favorite cryptocurrency. It's up a little bit today. But what's really got people buzzing is this prediction that it's going to hit $100,000 by January 2025.
Oh, yeah. The $100,000 Bitcoin prophecy. This prediction comes from 10x Research, and they have a pretty good track record. They claim they've had an 87% hit rate with their past predictions. Wow, 87%, that's impressive. So what are they basing this prediction on?
They say there are a few factors. First, their own model, which analyzes market trends, recently flashed a buy signal. And then there's the fact that institutional interest in Bitcoin is growing like crazy. ETF trading volumes are through the roof. They claim that over $4 billion flowed into Bitcoin ETFs just this month.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It is. And then there's this news about Bhutan, that Himalayan kingdom.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Well, apparently they just transferred $66 million worth of Bitcoin to Binance.
Really, Bhutan is buying Bitcoin?
Well, they're moving it to Binance. That's one of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world. 10x Research sees this as another sign that Bitcoin is becoming more mainstream.
So all this sounds pretty bullish, but should the average investor be rushing to buy Bitcoin based on this prediction?
Well, it's important to remember that predictions are just that, predictions. No one has a crystal ball. But there is another interesting trend that we need to talk about.
The report says retail investors are kind of holding back right now.
Yeah, it seems like they're not really jumping on this potential Bitcoin bull run.
It says that Google search interest for Bitcoin is flatlining, and the rankings for crypto trading apps, those haven't changed much either.
Yeah, a lot of retail investors got burned pretty badly in the last bear market, and they might be hesitant to jump back in.
Totally. I get it. They could be waiting for more proof that this upward trend is going to last.
Or maybe they've learned their lesson and they're not as easily swayed by hype anymore. They're being more cautious.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So is this good or bad for the market?
Well, it's kind of a mixed bag. On one hand, Less retail participation could actually lead to less volatility. Remember those crazy price swings we used to see all the time, right?
Oh yeah, those are wild.
A lot of those were driven by, emotional trading from retail investors. If there's less of that, the market might become more stable, and that could attract institutional investors. They like things to be a bit calmer.
Interesting. So maybe the market's maturing a bit less like the Wild West.
Exactly. But on the other hand, retail investors, they bring a lot of energy to the market, and their buying power can really fuel those big rallies.
Right. Without them, it might feel a bit less exciting.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. But even though the overall market is taking a break, there's still a lot happening in the crypto world. The report mentioned some other big developments.
Oh yeah, like that story about the FTX estate suing KuCoin.
Right, that's a big one. It's a reminder that the fallout from that whole FTX collapse is still going on.
Yeah, FTX was huge before it imploded.
One of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world.
So what's the latest with the lawsuit?
Well, the FTX estate, basically what's left of the company after the bankruptcy, is going after KuCoin for over $50 million in assets.
Wow, 50 million. That's a lot of money.
They're saying that KuCoin is holding on to these funds, which should go to FTX's creditors, the people FTX owes money to.
Interesting. And what does KuCoin say?
KuCoin is saying that they froze the funds because there was some suspicious activity, but the FTX estate is arguing that they're refusing to hand them over without a good reason.
So it's a legal battle.
Yeah, a classic he said, she said situation. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out and what it could mean for other exchanges that might be holding on to FTX-related funds.
It's a reminder that the legal side of crypto is still evolving.
Absolutely. And speaking of evolution, there's another development in the report that I think is really interesting, the partnership between Nansen and Scroll.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. But before we dive in, can you just give us a quick overview? What are Nansen and Scroll?
Sure. Nansen is like a detective agency for the blockchain. They provide data and analytics that help people understand what's going on.
So they're like blockchain investigators.
Exactly. They give you the inside scoop on what's happening on different blockchains, really useful information for traders, investors, anyone who wants to understand the crypto landscape.
Got it. And what about Scroll?
Scroll is building something called a zero-knowledge rollup for Ethereum.
Okay, break that down for me. What's a zero-knowledge rollup?
It's a way to make Ethereum faster and cheaper to use. Ethereum is like this busy highway, lots of traffic congestion, high fees.
Right. I've heard about those gas fees.
Exactly. And a zero-knowledge rollup like Scroll, it's like building an express lane that can process transactions much faster and at a lower cost.
So it's all about improving the user experience on Ethereum.
Exactly. And this partnership with Nansen is a big deal because it means they're bringing their analytics to the Scroll ecosystem. So developers and users will have these really valuable insights into how Scroll is performing.
That sounds like a good thing, more transparency.
Absolutely. Super important as more and more people are moving to these layer 2 solutions.
Okay, so we've got legal battles, blockchain detectives, and express lanes for Ethereum. What else is in the report?
Well, there's one more development that I think is really exciting for everyday crypto users. Zyfi is launching a $100,000 gas grant program on ZKsync Era. It's another one of those layer 2 scaling solutions like Scroll. Basically, it's like a parallel network that sits on top of Ethereum, and it allows for faster and cheaper transactions.
Feels like another express lane.
Exactly. And this gas grant program that Zyfi is launching, it's pretty cool. They're basically giving money to developers to create applications that offer gasless transactions.
Wait, so you're saying we might be able to use Ethereum without paying those gas fees?
That's the idea. Zyfi wants to make crypto more user-friendly, more affordable for everyone.
That would be a game changer.
It would, and it's part of a bigger trend in the industry to make crypto more accessible to the masses.
Wow, so we've got a lot to digest today. A pretty calm market, a legal battle brewing between FTX and KuCoin, and some really interesting developments in the world of layer 2 solutions like Scroll and ZKsync Era. That's a lot to keep track of.
It is. It really shows you how dynamic the crypto world is.
It really feels like we're at a turning point.
Yeah, we're seeing this mix of, growing pains and mainstream adoption. It's exciting.
It really is. So if you had to pick one thing from today's report, one thing that our listeners should really pay attention to, what would it be?
That's a tough one. There's so much going on, but I think I'd have to say that partnership between Nansen and Scroll.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Data analytics is going to be huge as the crypto ecosystem gets more complex and sophisticated.
Right, because it can get pretty overwhelming.
Exactly. And Nansen's insights into Scroll, that could really boost confidence for investors and
It's
developers.
like having a roadmap for this new uncharted territory.
Exactly.
I'm also really interested in those gasless transactions.
Oh, yeah, me too.
If Zyfi can pull that off, it could be huge for mainstream adoption.
Totally. I mean, think about it. If using crypto was as easy as, using your phone.
Yeah, everyone would be doing it.
Exactly. Lowering those barriers to entry. That's key.
Well, it looks like we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have
Bitcoin predictions,
legal battles.
layer 2 solutions.
It's a lot.
But that's the crypto world for you. It never stops evolving.
Never a dull moment.
So, to all you crypto fans out there, keep exploring, keep learning, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the wild world of crypto. We'll be back soon with more insights and analysis to help you navigate this exciting space. Until next time, happy trading.